What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel. If you guys are new, welcome. Now, since Bungie is taking the month of November off for a well-deserved rest, getting ready for the expansions of Witch Queen in February, and then our nice 30th anniversary in early December, where we get our galley back, I decided to come up with this nice little series for the most underrated weapons inside of Destiny 2. This will help with some of the content throughout November, and I think this is a great thing to have before the release of Witch Queen in February, because some of these weapons you can snag before they get vaulted in the Destiny content vault. Now, some of these weapons on the list for most underrated will be for strictly PvP, some of them will be strictly PvE, and some of them will dabble on both sides of the tracks, as in this one right here with the Outbreak Perfected. This thing slaps in both PvE and PvP. Definitely shines more on the PvE side of the game, but don't sleep on it in PvP. Slaps pretty hard for a pulse rifle, pairs perfectly with a shotgun as well. So let's get right into the specifics of this weapon. So this Outbreak Perfected is an exotic kinetic pulse rifle that shoots 450 rounds per minute. This is right in between our Darkest Below at 540 rounds per minute, and then our Messenger at 340 rounds per minute. So the exotic perks we have on this bad boy right here are Parasitism. This weapon deals more damage to enemies based on the number of Siva nanites that are attached to them. And then we get the Siva nanites by right here, the intrinsic perk, the Corruption Spreads. So you get the nanites by defeating enemies with precision shots, and then also rapid precision hits as well spawn the nanites. Now, our normal perks, we got Outlaw that pairs perfectly on this weapon, Accurized Rounds for that extra little bit of range, and then as well Extended Barrel again for that little extra range. So the combination of its intrinsic perk right here, spawning the nanites, its Parasitism right here with extra damage of the nanites, and Outlaw pairs perfectly because the nanites themselves do damage, and when you're getting those precision kills, you reload super fast with Outlaw and you can just throw way more rounds downfield when you have that Outlaw procced. So this thing is definitely shining in the PvE side of things, but real quick going over in the PvP, I think it slaps pretty hard with its TTK being pretty alright, since it does have a faster shot than the Messenger, and it still hits pretty hard, especially when you get those nanites to spawn with those rapid precision shots and kills. It is a super easy way to do some clearing and just get a lot of assists because those nanites will spawn on a headshot. You can reload and then they track nearby enemies, so does a little bit of damage, and your teammate just needs one little body shot on a sniper or a couple hand cannon shots and they're dead. So you get a lot of assists with this weapon. It is super nice in sixes, like I said, with that fast round per minute, especially when you have Outlaw procced. Lots of nanite being spawned, so definitely good with managing certain lanes and keeping people at bay so they can't push when nanites are spawned. Definitely slept on, but it's not the best pulse rifle for PvP by far. Just a super fun, interesting weapon to switch it up from the meta of Darkest Below and Messenger. Alright, so now to get where this thing really truly shines is our PvE side of things. Now, it does pretty solid damage for a pulse rifle especially. Not saying that this thing is the best damage by far, because we have our particle deconstruction and fusion rifles, but for a pulse rifle with those nanites and the extra damage, this thing slaps out a good amount of damage, that is for sure. So once you get those headshots on like a champion, as you can see, I'm doing a Master Lost Sector. It is grinding out a decent amount of the health, especially since we do have our unstoppable mods this season. You are able to stop them via this pulse rifle, and then those nanites actually will stop him again if it's coming closer to you and you are reloading. Those nanites can hit and actually re-stop an unstoppable champion. So the damage output isn't terrible when you're putting your headshots on and those nanites start to stack on a champion. Not too many clips, about 3 to finish off a full unstoppable champion in a Master Loss sector. Not terrible considering, like I said again, it is a pulse. Super, super great. You might just have to dip out real quick, reload, do a couple rounds like that, but for having this on, perfect for that extra little bit of damage. But in my opinion, this weapon really truly shines as an ad clear weapon. Shooting those, as you can see, especially right here, it is super nice with those taken Thrall and those taken Scions, because they're separating apart. These nanites, every time you are getting a precision kill, are spawning, tracking those other Scions that are running around, blowing them up, and then I am getting Outlaw procced on those precision kills so I can reload super fast and start shooting the additional ones that are spawning, and it is great for clearing out little waves of enemies like that, or keeping down enemies that spawn consistently like those Scions that split apart like amoebas. Super, super amazing at ad clear, and it even does that combo of the DPS and ad clear. When you're putting those nanites on a boss, they can spread out and kill the little enemies, the ads around the red bars that are around the boss. So it is a super, super effective weapon in my opinion. So this weapon pairs perfectly. Its perks are just absolutely made for each other, with the Outlaw, the Parasitism, and then the Corruption spreads with that mixture of Siva, damage, and then quick reload time. It is perfect, the perfect slept on PvE weapon. I absolutely love this thing, bring it into activities all the time, and like you saw, did this Master Loss sector with this, a fusion rifle, and a sword in about 6 minutes, so that's not too shabby at all, considering this is only a pulse, and that meta is right now just baking people with 1K and fusion rifles. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video on the Outbreak Perfected. There's going to be a lot more coming the way with underrated weapons, like I said, PvP, PvE, and both like this Outbreak Perfected. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.